Good win. Great.
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to start today by introducing myself. My name is Matt Woods, and I am the president of the Albany Empire. First and foremost, I want to thank everyone for being here live and virtually. As an organization, we are extremely excited for our announcement today, not only as an organization, but for the sports fans of the Capital Region. The future of the Albany Empire is bright, and we couldn't be happier for the direction that we're going in. I'd next like to thank our presenting sponsor of our 2023 season, TransFinder. We are thankful for their support, not only for this upcoming season, but for seasons to come. With that being said, I'd like to introduce our Director of Media Relations, Jeff Levesque. Thank you.
I remember this being wider back in the day. It's got narrower somehow. All right, everybody, thanks so much for coming out. As Matt said, we really appreciate you taking the time, and it's very important to us to be a big part of the community. It's not just playing football and winning championships. It's playing football, winning championships for the 518, for the Albany community, and we feel like back-to-back titles, 3 if you go back to the AFL days, is a big deal. But back-to-back in the NAL, which is this league that we've been blessed to have our owner, Mike Corda, be a part of the executive committee, is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And to keep success and to keep sustained success, you need to bring in the big guns. You need to bring in the legends. You need to bring in the backup. And that is why we did that, and you'll meet those guys this morning. Sustainability has been our key from day one, and it's been pretty good so far. We're going to keep it rolling for you. But to be sustainable, to win championships, and continue to be a big part of this community, you need great partners. And we have one of those in the MVP arena and in the general manager of the MVP arena. I want to introduce everybody to Mr. Bob Belber.
Thank you, Jeff. Well, I remember back many years ago when the Albany Firebirds won the championship. Eddie Brown, the hometown hero that everybody has long loved in this market, was the superstar of the AFL. And I don't think there's ever been a player that's been better than Eddie Brown. And so to have Eddie back is just fantastic. And to know that he's going to be back on a regular basis and a part of this team is something that I feel very honored to even have this building be associated with. So Eddie, welcome back. And Antonio, I still remember Antonio when he was a little kid running around catching footballs, and everybody thought at that time, holy crap, this guy could really be something. And look at what he's become. Oh my God. So we can't thank you enough for being involved in this and for what you're doing and what you're bringing to the Albany Empire. This building has had major renovations. I can't thank Dan McCoy and Albany County enough for all the renovations that have taken place, over $43 million in the last few years. And so the building's fully ready to bring in as many people as we can get in that building. And season ticket sales, I'm sure, are going to skyrocket from this point on. And we want to fill that building up again. So I'm going to let it go and say thank you and welcome home.
Thank you, Bob. All right, so the reason I didn't directly introduce you to Touchdown Eddie Brown and Antonio Brown is the man who's been working behind the scenes to make them part of this empire is our owner, Mike Corda, our majority owner, who I will tell you has given great personal time, effort, sacrifice to keep this team a championship team. And he's a very close personal friend of mine, and I can tell you how much he and Antonio and Eddie Brown have hit it off. This is the first time I've talked to him in a week. But I'd like you guys to meet him again. I know you've talked to him a few times, but I want him to tell you how this came to be and exactly what we are doing here today, the capacity in which we will be bringing Antonio and Eddie Brown into the Empire family. Everybody, majority owner of the Albany Empire, Mike Corda.
Morning. Back in 21, we brought this team back from the dead. It was the first event to start after COVID in New York State, first indoor sporting event to happen. And we've done everything we can to make this about the community, the future. And there's a word that I push with our staff and even out and about is sustainability. You've had the old Firebirds a couple times. You've had the Conquest. You had the Empire in 1819. What we are doing and what we are setting up is for the future. Is to make it so arena football stays in Albany forever. But it's got to be real. It's got to be sustainable. It's got to be about the community. When this all came together pretty quick, one of the things that Antonio said to me about this whole transaction was he brought up Blue Creek Elementary. That's where he went to school. His dad coached over there. You know what I mean? They grew roots here. It wasn't about the money. It wasn't about all that stuff. We can go ahead and cut checks all day and keep this running. That's easy. We've seen owners in the past do that. That's not what this empire is about. This empire is about a legacy. It's about my family, my wife, my daughter. These guys. What else is there? You know what I mean? So we're very, very happy. You know, we brought on the Von Schillers, Charlotte and Steve. They came in as a minority a couple months ago. And now I couldn't be any happier to bring Eddie Brown home and Antonio Brown home and introduce you guys to Antonio Brown, the new part owner of the Albany Empire.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I'm excited and grateful to be a part of the Albany Empire. Obviously with Mike in the community doing some great things. You know, I grew up here as a little kid, you know, watching my dad, you know, be successful and just watching this building just be in the rut. You know, as a kid, you know, the face painting at the stadiums, all the little camaraderies that made the city, you know, as a unit. So for me, you know, it's, you know, a family-oriented city like Albany, being here with my dad, my kids, and just giving the community and the players an opportunity to live out their dreams. So for me, it was easy. I'm just excited to be here and excited to bring Albany Empire a 3P and see these players and the community live out their dreams. So thank you.
Empire business is about to be booming. We get an amazing part owner to help out, and we also bring a legend back to the Capital Region. Growing up here, obviously, you know, in high school, I remember watching number 17 going to the end zone time after time after, average about 45 times a season, right? Something like that? Probably, he said a little more. We're going to count that as one right there. There isn't a single kid I knew who didn't have or want a number 17 Albany Firebirds jersey. So it is with great pleasure, honor, and a whole lot of nostalgia. And listen, after talking to him last night, a bright look at the future, that I introduce you to the new Vice President of Football Operations of the Albany Empire. Touchdown, Eddie Brown.
Good morning. Everything right now is surreal. You know, I remember when I first came to Albany, I was just this young kid, just excited to play football again, trying to find a direction and where I wanted to go in my life. And I just grew and learned and just developed a lot of concepts. One of the major concepts was family, how important that is. Through all mistakes that we all make and different things that we do, there's nothing like family. I was able to learn that here and in the community. Made a lot of great relationships that are still brewing now. And to be able to walk in the MVP arena and first statement I get hit with is welcome home. life is great. Life is great. We're excited. Excited to get started, get going. Great opportunity. Just surreal, excited, and I'm happy to be home. And thank you guys for the opportunity. And let's do it the Empire way. Let's get 3. All right. Thank you.
Kind of feels like I have one of those LeBron moments. Not 3, not 4. No. Listen, that's what it's all about. Let's get that 3. Let's do this thing together. And we've said this a million times, and we'll say it a million more. We can't do it without everybody else. You got to be in the stands. The MVP arena has notoriously been somewhere that rival teams don't want to be. You go back to the bowl, MVP over here. You go back to the last 2 championship games. Nobody wants to play against the Albany Empire, especially when the Pearl Street Bullies are in the stands getting loud and rowdy. So I'd also like to let everybody know today that not only can you get season tickets, single game tickets are available now as well. Full details, albanyempirenal.com. And we'll pack this place. We're bringing the Brown family home, Antonio and Eddie, and we're hopefully bringing number 3 to you this season. Ladies and gentlemen, the Albany Empire. Thank you very much.